What's going on, y'all? What's going on? By sending this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started. By sending this link out, then we're going to go ahead and get started, y'all. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We got a few subs we're going to be looking for. Markets are finally starting to wake up. It was a slow start to the week, but yesterday wasn't too bad. Last night was pretty decent as well, so we're looking for a few setups. New 5-minute just popped up. I already know the drill. You guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. We're going to see if we can hop into some setups in a little bit. Got some new videos dropping for y'all later on today too. So be on the lookout for that. On both Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So we're looking for some sales for GN. We're either going to wait for price to trace back to around 640 to look for sales, or price can break and hold. What level is this? Around 580, 590 as resistance. We can look for sales there. Those are just joining the stream. We are not into that trade yet. That's just a trade idea. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description on the free signal, free Telegram. You see the screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. We're going to go over how we're doing so far this week as well. Indices are a mess. We're probably going to do one long. So y'all want to keep an eye on GJ and GN. I'm also looking at EN as well. But these are the charts I'm going to be looking at right now. I like these setups the most. What's going on, Shawn? I see you up in here. What's going on, JD? Man, what's going on, Sparky? I see you up in here, Fred. How you doing, Cap? As far as news, if I'm not mistaken, we don't got too much going on today. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, we just got Canadian news at 8:30, and that's pretty much it. It's been one of those weird weeks where there wasn't too much high impact news. We did have an event yesterday, but besides that, USD pair wise specifically, we didn't have one since Monday. And then even throughout Tuesday and Wednesday, again, they were not really during New York session, they were at odd hours. But looking at next week, things kind of go back to regularly scheduled business. So depending on how today ends, we're going to be seeing some cleaner moves next week, most likely. Well, we still got some holidays popping up, and of course, we got to take it day by day. But as far as this week, it's definitely been one of those slower weeks. But again, we don't control the market, so nothing to really do about that. Right, a good example of that was when we took this GU setup. We entered this on Wednesday, and we didn't get TPs hit until literally the next day. Right, and it was just simply because there wasn't any volume, and that was right back where it started on Monday as well. So me and the members, we took this trade on Monday. Nice move to the downside, clean drop. Then this was the move we took on Tuesday. Hit like one or two TPs that are rejected, retraced right back to our level and where price started at on Monday. Then me and the members took this trade on Wednesday again. As you can see, a totally different reaction from Monday compared to Wednesday and Thursday. We entered this literally at, let's actually pull the trade up. We can pull this trade up. Let me find it really quick. All right, this is an old trade. Yeah, we're right back at the level, but I'm not in this, so I don't want anybody taking this and thinking I'm saying take a sell right now. This is an old signal. But we entered this on February 7th. But as you can see, we was literally in drawdown the entire day until literally the middle of London session the next day. All right, this is when we entered. As you can see, continue to hold this line as resistance. But there was no volume at all specifically for GU, and just hugged this level all the way until New York session started here. Tokyo session started right here. This was session the next day. And it wasn't until 5 a.m. that price finally broke through this, right? Then after it broke through this level, it retraced and is right back where we started. So literally, again, just been a lot of low volume taking place this past quarter, well, this past month, really. This was a nice move on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, price retraced right back. Thursday, price made a move and then retraced right back. And then today, price is still hugging this level. So it's going to be very interesting to see how today goes, and specifically next week as well. But that's what's been going on with a lot of charts this week. Now, GJ snuck off yesterday, as well as last night. And the New Zealand pair started to move last night as well. So we're going to be waiting for some retracements to possibly enter on the next possible entry point right here, which is what we're waiting on right now. You guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When looking at any charts, drop in the chat. Those just joining the stream, we haven't entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join the free signal room, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month, last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description and check it out for yourselves. We're going to pull it up in a little bit as well. Last month we went 20-0, caught 37,620 pips. Last quarter went 70.67, caught 240,157. So right now, I'm really just looking at GN and gold. I'm not GN and gold, GN and GJ. But again, I'm either waiting for prices to one of two things: either retrace back to around 650, 645. If we can continue to hold this low as resistance, we're going to look for sells back down to where it's currently at. Or we're going to wait to see if price can break below 580, treat that as resistance, where we can look for continued sales going down to around 525, if not possibly 47 or 470, I should say. That's what we're waiting on right now. So again, we see price hit the level, but again, it's treating as support. We want to enter sells off support. We want to enter bonds off resistance. So right now, we're just watching to see if price can break and hold that level. And then we're doing the same thing with the exact opposite with GJ. We're either waiting to see if price can break and hold above this level here at 188.80. If it can't, we look for continued buys going to 189.30, or we're going to wait for price to trace to around 188.30, 140, 188.30, where we can look for buys in this area, going right back to 188.80. So that's what we're waiting on right now. As you can see, it's been at this level for about 10 minutes, but it's kind of just been stuck. So again, we're waiting to see if we can break and hold this level before we enter. You guys got any questions, drop in the chat. When we're looking at any charts, drop in the chat. As far as how we're doing so far this week, we can go ahead and pull that up. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description, check that out. But once you hit that first link, you're going to see the link to the live. This is how we did yesterday. GU, this was a trade we took on Wednesday, holding into Thursday. Didn't take any additional trades yesterday. Took this GU sell, TP5 got hit, caught 48 pips. Then Tuesday, we took 3 positions, took a GJ sell. Only TP1 got hit, got 10 pips. GU sell, TP4 got hit. Missed TP2 by 1 pip, got 14 pips. And then gold, TP2 got hit, caught 200 pips. And as far as Monday went, let me scroll up. I just went past it. This is how we did Monday. Monday, we started off with that huge GU sell. All TPs got hit, caught 102 pips. Nice drop to the downside. Beautiful move right there. So that's how we're doing so far this week. As far as last month, like you see on your screen, went 20-0. It was 100% win rate last month. We caught 37,620 pips. You click right here. It's going to take you to the beginning of January. Every trade posted has the date. At the beginning of every week, we start off with the Sunday chart analysis. Right, this doesn't just go over what I see price doing Monday and Tuesday, but it goes over what I see price doing for the entire week. If you check out this week's Sunday chart analysis, a lot of stuff eventually went as projected. Again, it was kind of a slow week this week, but eventually things went all as well. Not let me not say all as projected, but a lot of stuff started to go as projected. But if you scroll to January 4th, you're going to see how we did last quarter, which was October, November, December combined. We'll go over that in a little bit, but again, all wins are posted, all losses are posted. Every trade posted has the date, time the trade was taken, personal entry, SLs, TPs, how people view to enter the trade, reactions, TPs getting hit. And of course, all the trades we take, we break down daily during the London session lives, explain why we're looking for the setups, all that good stuff. So make sure to hit that first link to check all that stuff out. But it looks like we're starting to see some volume kick in, so we might see some action in a second. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we look at your charts, drop them in the chat. Or we're just chilling, patiently waiting right now. Oh, my bad, y'all. Hopefully, y'all ain't have no AirPods in. All right, so GJ and GN just broke past these levels, so we want to see if they can hold this. It was like 615. Better write some trade ideas up. So I feel like how these are looking out here. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Yeah, nah, this time was my phone, but I am always dropping shit. I'm always dropping. Yeah, I'm liking how GJ and GN is looking. I'm watching a few other charts. Those is kind of a mess. I'm probably going to leave it alone for right now. Just got to do some retests before. It's not even had a good entry for me, anyways, personally. Still some bearish momentum, but again, ever since it broke those all-time highs like December, price has kind of just been chilling in place. So not too much we can do with that. Um, GU, I might keep an eye on GU. Might try to do something, but let's pull up. See what these other charts are up to. All right, well, I did not enter this. Looks like I did a retest right before the London session live. Had this buy just set up, but didn't retest or retrace till literally right before we went live. We're either going to wait for another retest or, like always, going to wait for the next possible entry point. All right, so we're going to let those do it. Keep this right here. Yes, right now I'm looking at GJ, I'm looking at G, and GJ just broke back above the levels. So I'm about to see if we can hold this. But yeah, I'm looking at these two right now for possible positions. Got a new 5 minute about to start in about a minute and some change. So we're going to see how this candlestick closes. Nah, you would think so. You would think so. I gotta get a new one though because I think I did fuck this one up by dropping it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I gotta get another one. Let's go for like my third mic. What's going on, J. Rose? Yeah, I've been watching them. I've been watching them. They've been moving nicely. They're making new levels as we speak, all time highs. But yeah, the uptrend's still going. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens to that. I missed another entry. I keep missing the entries either when I'm not looking at them or when I'm in other trades or when I'm done for the day. I just keep on missing the entries on it. Like Nash just did another good entry, but I missed it because I was asleep and not on the charts. So that's what's really been going on with the industry with me. I just been missing them. Just like I missed the what you call it, the GJ setup yesterday. I missed like two GJ setups yesterday as well. All right, so we got GN breaking that level, and then we got GJ still kind of chilling on the level. So again, we're gonna wait to see what this next 15 looks like, and if this can hold this level and continue to hold it at support, we can look at a possible buy here. And the same with GN. GN can hold this level as long as that thing doesn't try to take off before this 15 closes. If it stays in this range, we're gonna look for a setup. If it goes a little bit past, if it goes past like 570, I might take a sell position right here. But I want to wait for the cancel to close. If it breaks past like 570, I might jump in on it. Because again, reject this level twice. Now it's breaking through. It's going farther than it did the last two times. So it has a higher likelihood of it continuing to push to the downside. It's also been dropping since last night as well. Again, this is what we was waiting on all this week. All right, so while we're breaking this down, I'm still going to be watching the price to make sure it doesn't try to take off on your boy. But this is what we're talking about on the Sunday chart analysis as well as the lives, right? We was nice and bullish 2 weeks ago. As we see, price failed to break these resistance levels. And instead of seeing higher highs, we started to see what? Lower lows. But after price made this low on Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, price failed to break this support level treated as a resistance. And just like the week before that, price hit the same level, but failed to break this level treated as a resistance. And again, for price to continue to go down, it's got to turn support levels to resistance. For price to continue to go up, it's got to choose resistance levels as support. So again, we was literally waiting for this all week, and it didn't break this level until, last night. So now, I'm saying we're going to make a chart. Okay, I said a naked. There we go. That's not naked either. That's just a deeper short. All right, cool. Now we got a naked chart. All right, so now we see a low. Price try to push back up, but still failed to break this resistance low. So we saw lower low, lower high, lower low. So now we see clear downtrend coming into play, right? And I tell the members and students this all the time. Once you understand, price can only do one of two things. So it's very, very, very simple. It can either go up or go down. So all you have to do as an investor and trader is figure out what it needs to go up. What's the requirements for it to go up? What's the requirements for it to go down, right? And once you understand what those rules and requirements are, it makes it very simple to kind of predict what price is going to most likely do next. Because again, we can kind of predict things, but it's based off past actions. You know what I'm saying? Price doesn't come up with new tricks on a weekly basis. It does the same stuff every single day. The only thing that changes is volume and the trend and direction price is going. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's that, and then it's like price will be super dead, and then as soon as if you're not on the charts or you're not in the trade, you'll miss the move because after I do a move, then it'll just be chilling the rest of the day. Like an example of that is what you call it. What's a good example of that? Kind of like gold, right? We look at gold. Gold did that nice drop yesterday. After it did that nice drop, the news started. And again, if you haven't watched my videos on how to trade news, I talk about this all the time, right? That's why I always say, you want to wait if you are in a trade and it's about to be an hour before a news event pops off, to wait an hour before or after the news is over before you take a trade. Because again, price did this nice drop. When the news started, price continued to push down, and then literally after that, price reversed back up, and then it just chilled the rest of the day. So it's like if you missed the initial move that price did a lot of the times this week, price was just dead afterwards. You get what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things. And speaking of one of those things, it looks like GN is about to try to do the move we was talking about. Let's see. We got a new 15 about to start too. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. We're looking at charts, drop in the chat. But we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. We might hop in GN depending on what this next kind of looks. Yeah, so I'm watching GN right now. I'm also watching GJ. GJ's pushing back up as well above this level. So again, we might be looking for a buy setup on GJ and a sell setup on GN. Watching these right now. Looking at a few other charts, but these are the ones I'm liking. I got my attention right now. You guys got any questions? Drop in the chat. When we can charts, drop in the chat. Those are just from the stream. We have not taken these trades yet. These are just trade ideas as of now. Go ahead and hit that first link in the description. Join a free signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. Also, if you ain't sub to the channel, make sure to sub. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. You'll see that scrolling at the bottom of your screen as well. Yeah, I'm liking how these are looking right now. Make sure to read that disclaimer. I got 2 trades. The members are already going to get the first one, but if I take the second one, it's going to go into the free Telegram. But I'm liking how GJ and GM are looking right now. That's why I'm quiet right now. I'm just watching the charts right now. But I think CJ will drop. Much love, by the way. Loving the streams. We can take a look at CJ. We can take a look. I got you. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, let's take a look at CJ really quick. So we're talking about CAD JPY. Now I've been trading this pair in literally about a year or so. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm saying that because I don't got any levels. As you can see, these are super old levels, which surprisingly are still matching up. I haven't traded this pair. Let's see if we can even find a trade idea on here. I think that's non-existent, to be honest. I haven't traded this pair in forever. But anyways, let's take a look at what's going on. So they say, do we think it can drop? So if you watch any of my trade breakdowns, the first thing I always recommend you do is identify the trend, right? If we're in an uptrend, you only want to look for buys. If you're in a downtrend, you only want to look for sells. So right now, looking at CAD JPY, we are in an uptrend. So I wouldn't be looking for sells as of right now. But I can tell you what I can see price doing on the short term and then overall what I can see it doing potentially for the day. So we can talk about that. All right. So we got a few levels price just broke above. All right. So price just broke past 110.90. So we could see price retrace back to 110.90. If it can hold 110.90 as support, you can look for continued buys. And if price continues to push where it's pushing, let's see if this is the highest price has been, or if there's any past history. Oh, this past history, perfect. So if it continues pushing the way it's pushing, if it can break past 111.50, 111.60, we can see price continue to 112.50, 112.60, and then possibly even as high as 113, 113.80. Now, will that all happen today? I'm not sure. But I wouldn't really look for sales right now. I wouldn't really look for sales unless price starts to break below like 110.20, starts treating as resistance. But for it to continue down, especially for the downtrend to continue, it's going to have to break past like 109, 109.30-ish. So yeah, I wouldn't look for sales anytime soon on CAD JPY. Or a clear uptrend, even when price was treated as low as resistance at 110.30, rejected it multiple times for a couple weeks. But prior to price rejecting this level, if we look to the left, we were still having bullish momentum, right? You see, the easiest way to know if we're in a downtrend is one, obviously, if price is going down more than it's going up. But two, if you see lower lows, you don't see any lower lows, there's no bearish momentum at the time, right? If you don't see any higher highs, there's no bullish momentum at the time, right? So it's very important to understand the direction price is going. So like I said, we could see some retracements, but I wouldn't, look for sales. I wouldn't say like we're bearish right now, personally. Let's see what GM is looking. Oh, GM, damn it! See, this is what we talk about. As soon as I go into teacher mode, price want to take every single time. Now I'm not blaming you because I know issue answering questions and shit, but it's like every single time. Like I literally said, I'm trying to pay attention to this shit. As soon as I turn around for like 2 seconds, price literally took off from your boy. I'm still gonna post the signal, but I'm gonna put my entry as a reference. But it's like literally right at TP. It's right by the hit TP1. So I had to wait for a retracement, honestly. Like I said, read the disclaimer. It's literally about to hit TP1. So I had to wait for a retracement. Or if you want to enter right now, do that at your own risk. Well, I'm just telling you what I would personally recommend. It looks like the indices are taking off as well. That's fucking hilarious. Like literally as soon as I turn her away. That's how quick price moves too. No, ain't your fault. I ain't tripping. Like I said, we talked about it. We went over the prices. So anyone that was watching, you know what I'm saying, you have your while y'all watching these streams, y'all should have y'all's charts out, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I go over these prices. I tell y'all what I'm looking at. Y'all should all have y'all's charts out as well. I don't know what y'all setups are. Like, I don't know if y'all got a phone, tablet, whatever. But we have on multiple screens or multiple devices where y'all can multitask. I highly recommend during these live streams to look on y'all's charts and follow along as well. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna see how that goes. GJ is still kind of chilling here. Again, it did do a decent move the past couple days. We went over this in the Sunday chart analysis as well. So if you haven't watched this week's Sunday chart analysis, even though it's Friday, I know most people are like, what's the point? But it's still important to watch it because, again, you're going to be able to see what price looked like at the beginning of the week versus how it turned out. And then you also want to hear me break down and explain why I'm looking at what I'm looking at, my decision making. You see what I'm saying? Because, again, we look at GJ right here. We was catching these buys all last month, right? Since January started, was catching these buys, higher high after higher high after higher high. But then when we came to this level here, price came to a halt, was struggling to break this resistance level and treat as support. So price rejected because, again, price can only do one of two things. It either goes up or goes down. It can't go up. It's got no other choice but to go down. But what we see here is price was still holding this level as a support. So price attempted to try to break it back above, failed again. So instead of seeing a higher high get made, we saw a lower low get made. And just like we talked about before, we went to enter sells off resistance. What needs to happen for price to continue to go down? It needs to break support levels. Let's get rid of this red line so we're not confused. There we go. Price needs to break support levels and treat them as resistance. As we can see, price failed to do so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days straight. So again, like we said, price can't go down. It's only got one other choice, which is to go up. So price pushed right back up, right? Not only did it break back above this support level, but broke right back above this resistance level that price was struggling for this entire month. Well, not this month because this month just started, but like the majority of last month to break. And now we see price breaking that level. So now we're right back into the uptrend. So we're either going to see price retrace back and try to break this level, but again, we're back in the buy territory. You see how that works? But yeah, that's all good. So we're going to see what the volume is looking like this today. Going into London session. London session did just start 40 minutes ago, so we're going to see what happens. We'll see if we can keep on going. But I'm looking for buys regardless. I'm not going to look for sells on GJ anytime soon. I'm going to have to do a lot of work for me to consider sells again. So again, it's either going to continue to hold this level and push back up, or it's going to retrace and retest. I do not want to see price be dead again today, but again, we have no control over the volume. You know what I'm saying? Just like that GU trade, I didn't want GU to just chill for an entire day having us in drawdown, but you know what I'm saying? That's just trading. We don't control that part. We only control when we enter and all that good stuff. Volume and all that is out of our control. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When we're looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Let's see what the other charts are looking like. Yeah, I'm not going to take any other positions. I'm going to let those two do their thing for right now and then just watch them and then go from there. This is another setup we missed. Did this retest literally right before we started the live, unfortunately. But I had this buy idea here. So again, even if I missed some of these setups, I'm like, at least I know my traded in projection was correct, which is more important to me than catching every trade. Because if you know how to catch trades and know how to read the charts, there's always going to be other opportunities. So we got this retest going on. So yeah, we're going to let these two trades do their thing, and we're going to go from there. So we hit TP1 on GN. We're going to see if we can hit TP2. It's right back to our entry as well. Got a new 15 about to pop up, so we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. We have an entire day ahead of us. Markets will continue following the same direction. Yep. And price, I just went over this with a member the other day too. That's why I always thought I don't chase trades, because price, 9 times out of 10, because again, nothing's 100%, but 9 times out of 10, before price does the big move, it does multiple retests. Like we look right here, price didn't just break this level and then take off. It literally played around at this level, did multiple retests before it took off, right? Another example, even this move here, but let's talk about some trades we actually took. So let's go to some trades we actually took. We got GJ doing that. So we're going to watch GJ and see what it does. Like here, right? Price broke this level multiple times, swoops back up, then did the big move, right? So it's very rare that price just takes off and then just does the move in one fell swoop. You know, there's always going to be retests as well for the most part. And we've seen that a lot during live streams as well on retests. Why'd I go into gold twice? I just went into gold. I'm fine. There goes GM pushing back. So we're going to let GM do his thing. Trying to find another. It's funny how, okay, here's one. I was like, as soon as I want to show examples, I can't find any examples. Like, here's a GM move. Before volume kicked in, it started just breaking through levels. There was multiple opportunities to enter and then catch the wave. You know what I'm saying? Even this GA move, multiple opportunities and retracements before volume kicked in and did the move. Even right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always tell you don't chase the trade. Because think about it, we've all experienced this. Price took off and we missed the entry, but then we see price moving. It's like, damn, I'm about to miss out on some pips. So we all chase the trade, and as soon as we enter the trade, price retraces. It goes right back where we knew we should have waited for an entry up. You know what I'm saying? We all been there. But yeah, like price is always going to retrace 9 times out of 10. And in your case, or if it is your case where price is retracing, you just wait for price to break the next level where you can look for another entry, right? Because when price breaks the next level, it's either then going to retrace back or it's going to hold that level and you can look for another setup. You know what I'm saying? But I think we just hit TP2 on GM, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at that. No, we're close. No, we did hit it. No, we didn't. We barely missed. We missed about like a pip. So we're right back at TP1, but let's see if we can hit TP2. You guys struggling. Oh, well, I ain't tripping too much about that. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. We're looking at any charts. Drop them in the chat. As far as US30, if I was going to trade an indice, it would be US30, mainly because we got levels to trade off of versus NAS and SPX. They're still making all-time highs, so there's not really too much we can work with unless we catch a retracement. Right, like NAS has just been making new levels and breaking through them nonstop. Same thing with SPX. Make sure to like the live too, y'all. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You see what I'm saying? So it's not too much we can work with right here. Versus US30, we got some room to work with. So looking at US30, we got a few options. One, we're still bullish, so we're still going to be looking for buys, of course. But let's talk about entries and all that good stuff. So we're going to wait for price to either retrace back to around 38,660 where we can look for buys, going towards like 38,780, 38,800 possibly. If we can break that level, hold that support, we can see a higher high get made. But as far as where it's going to go after that, again, we just have to wait and see, you know what I'm saying? Which is also the reason why I haven't been trading them too much. Because again, I know we're looking for buys, but as far as like the signal room is concerned, like I can't, like, I'm not going to pull out prices out my ass, you know what I'm saying? So kind of what, that's why I haven't really been calling signal wise for that, but just getting projections. So G is doing his thing. GJ is rejecting a little bit. It hasn't hit SL yet, but I'm not too concerned about that because, like I said, it's not going to break this low. I'm just going to wait to see how he reacts down here. Or I can look for another position. But GM is doing this thing, so let's let the folks know we just hit TP2 on that. TP2 just got hit. And yeah, we're going to keep pushing. Got a new 5-minute about to pop up. What's your analysis on gold? I'm not messing with it today, but I can tell you what I can see it doing possibly. I mean, I'm saying I'm not messing with it today, but if it does a big enough move and hits my next level, I might mess with it. But as of now, I'm not messing with it. So we're kind of in a funky mess. Price is struggling to go up. Price is struggling to go down. As far as uptrend, downtrend is concerned, we just have a lot of consolidation and ranging going on. So after price broke those all-time highs in December, prices, they really just been wanting gold to be stuck between like 2036 and 2020. Like they don't want price too high above that or too low below that value wise. So right now we still have some bearish momentum. So as long as price can continue to hold 2036 as resistance, we can look for sales going down to 2026. And if price can hold 2026 as resistance, we can look for sales going down to 2020 and possibly down to 2010. Wouldn't really look for buys unless price breaks back above 2045 and treats that support. If it does that, then you can see possible buys going to 2055 and possibly 2060. So that's what's going on with gold. Now, as far as uptrend, downtrend, bearish, or bullish, as we can see, we don't see any lower lows or higher highs, so I can't really talk too much about that. But yeah, that's what's going on with gold. So as far as today, unless it breaks that next low, I'm personally going to leave it alone and look at other setups. It looks like GA is doing, again, that retest. Like I said, price is always going to retest. So we have a possible buy setup here on GA also. So there's a lot of different setups we got here. A lot of different setups we got here. If you guys want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram or Telegram. Make sure to follow. Let's take this off the screen. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well. You see it on the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram is playmaker_way. TikTok is _playmakerway_. Post daily on both pages. Make sure to check that out. Yeah, we're going to see what the rest of London and going into New York looks like. We're still going to be on the stream, though. We ain't ending it yet. Again, like the disclaimer says, when TPS hit, either reject or break through. TP2 got hit, it's rejecting, so it's either going to retrace or it's going to attempt to break through that level. We look to the left, we can see that we have this nasty level of traffic, which is going to need some volume to break through this level. So again, we're just waiting on volume. Volume is what makes price move. So yeah, we're going to see what price does the rest of this trade right here. Got a new 5-minute about to pop up in about 2 minutes. Way your guru was looking for a video. You talking about finding key levels but couldn't find it. Do you mind talking about it? Could use gold chart. Yeah, so I have a bunch of videos talking about the key levels. I can drop a couple in the chat, but we can still talk about it. But give me 1 second. Let me find one. Let me drop a couple in the chat. Yeah, but I have a few. I'm trying to find another one. Here we go. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but I have a few videos. All right, cool. So I'm in buys or GPUSD as a GGs. Well, I don't know. I personally want to look for buys right now on GU, but it depends what your SL and TP is. You know what I'm saying? One thing I always say is always hold to SR TP gets hit. And like this disclaimer I just posted, this is how trading works. Right. So if you watch any of my trade breakdowns or my trading or my play, I'm gonna update my playlist this weekend. I've been posting a lot. I'm gonna update my playlist this weekend, y'all, but still check out the playlist. If you watch any of my trade breakdowns or any of my trading tip videos or any of the links I've dropped throughout this live, I don't know when you hopped in or not. I've been dropping links throughout this entire live. what they always talk about is how we don't control the markets, right? I tell my members, the students, this all the time. We don't control the markets. The only thing we control is when we enter a trade, when we exit a trade, and how much we risk per trade. So that's why I always talk about waiting for confirmations of going with the flow of price. Because when you go with the flow of price, you trade off key price levels. You're not over leveraging. You're risking 1 to 5% of your account per trade. You know what I'm saying? Just let the trade do its thing, right? Because a lot of people be fearful or nervous while in trades. And the reason why, for the most part, is because you're trading and you don't know what the hell's going on, or you're trading and you're risking way more than you was prepared to risk, or you're trading and again, nobody wants to lose a trade, but again, there's no 100% win rate. There's no there's no strategy where you're never going to lose a trade or all TPs are going to get hit all the time. So understanding that, I don't like using the word hope when it comes to trading, but as the saying goes, you want to prepare for the worst, hope for the best. So what a lot of people struggle with is just accepting that, right? Like when a lot of people, they are uncomfortable with drawdown. The drawdown's a part of the game, so you might as well get used to it. You know, people don't like taking losses. Losses are part of the game. That's why we do everything, again, that we can do to control how much we do lose. Because again, if you're risking 1 to 5% of your account per trade, you literally have to lose. If you risk 5% of your account per trade, you would have to lose 20 trades in a row to blow your account. If you're risking 2% of your account per trade, you'd have to lose 50 trades in a row to blow your account. And if you're risking 1% of your account per trade, of course, we're not talking about profit from accounts, right? Of course, we're not talking about that. We're talking about regular accounts. But if you're just risking 1% of your account per trade, you literally have to lose 100 trades in a row to blow your account. So when you put it into perspective like that, there should be no fear when it comes to trading, right? But the confidence also comes with repetition. Well, I always tell new traders and shit, like the last thing you should do is trade with real money. If you want to take trades, take them on a demo account. But when you're brand new to trading, the last thing you should be worrying about is trying to take trades. You should be learning about understanding how the charts work. Because again, we make money based on what the charts do. We also lose money based on what the charts do. And all the confusion, questions, and answers that are unanswered all come down to the charts. You get what I'm saying? But let's go back to no problem. But let's go back to what you was talking about right here. East, I got you. I didn't forget about your comment. I'm hearing some beeps, so let's see. So GJ just hit our stop loss. Oh well. We're blue on GU. GA just retested that level. I'm not GU, GN. I'm talking about GU now. We didn't take a GU trade. Not today though. First actual loss in a long ass time. That was the first trade that's hit stop loss and no TPs in a long ass time, like a couple of months. So I can't complain about that. So again, I just sent a couple of links earlier going over how to find the key price levels and how the key price levels work. But we basically explain them again, like I was just talking about. There is no random stuff that goes on the charts, right? There's literal code and rules price follows to a T on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, even on like an every time frame, right? Price is always giving you hints. The issue is a lot of people don't take the time to learn what those hints are, or a lot of times people aren't patient enough to see those hints. So when you understand that, it makes things a lot easier, right? So again, you want to go with the flow of price. If we're in an uptrend, since we do not control the markets, it makes the most sense to logically go for a buy if we're in an uptrend. Just like if we're in a downtrend, it makes the most sense to logically go for a sell if we're in a downtrend. Why? Because again, when we see this uptrend here, we see way more green than red, but on top of that, the moves up are way bigger than the moves down. So if we're in an uptrend, even if we see a red candlestick, it literally makes zero sense to go for a sell, right? That's why a lot of people get caught in these fake outs and liquidity sweeps, right? Because again, if price is going up 60, 70, 80, 90% of the time, and I know I do not control the markets, and if I'm going to put my hard-earned money into the markets, what makes the most sense? What's the safest option? Go for a buy or sell in the uptrend? A buy. Just like the opposite. If we're in a downtrend, it makes the most logical sense to go for a sell, which is what we're doing right now in GM. But like we was just talking about, of course, just because we go for a buy doesn't mean price is guaranteed to go up. Just because we go for a sell doesn't mean price is guaranteed to go down, which is why, again, risk reward is important. Lot size calculation is important. And give me 1 second. TP3 just got hit. Let's select the members. Well, this is a free play, so let's let the folks know. The free Telegram. But yeah, let's doing this thing right now. It's doing this thing right now. Like I said, GJ hit a stop loss, but G is doing this thing. Give me 1 second. I'm finished breaking it down. So since we understand that, that means we want to do everything in our power to make sure that if we're going to take a trade, that we have everything working in our favor, right? I like to use this analogy. I used to live in Cali. I used to live in Santa Monica, Malibu. So I used to drive down the PCH daily. And it doesn't matter what time of the year I used to drive down the PCH. And those that don't know what the PCH is, it's literally a highway off the beach. So one side of the road, all you see is ocean, just miles. It's like 50, 80 plus miles of just ocean, ocean, ocean. One side of the road. The other side is mountains and houses and, you know, restaurants and shit, right? For miles and miles and miles. And you'll just see surfers all in the water. And I used to go on the beach a lot. I used to go hiking a lot. So I used to, you know, look at the surfers while I'm, you know, in the nature and shit. So even if you've never seen a surfer in real life, just think about what a surfer does. I'm pretty sure y'all watch Lilo and Stitch, Surf's Up or some shit growing up, right? So what does a surfer do? Does a surfer get excited and jump on the board when they see a splash or ripple on the surface? No. What do? They patiently wait for the perfect setup, the perfect wave. And then once that wave comes, do they hop on their board and try to go against it? No, they turn their backs to it and let the momentum push them the direction they already have planned in this course, and they enjoy the ride. That's the same exact thing you want to do with trading. It would be real silly to go into the ocean and get mad that water splashed you or that you got wet. That sounds stupid, right? But a lot of people go into the charts doing shit, going against the trend, going against the flow of price, and just not understanding what's taking place or going down. So again, that's how people get messed up. So the key price levels in the zones is the same logic. It's the same logic behind it. So let me explain. We see here these lines on my screen. How every time price hits these levels, we see some reactions. We either see price kind of consolidate on these levels, or we see rejections, like we see right here, where GN is just feeding us right now. We see rejections like this, right? Or we see reactions like this. So when we trade off these levels on top, combined with going with the flow of price, we literally have everything going in our direction in favor. But again, of course, nothing's 100%. Retracements are a part of the game. Reversals are part of the game. So if we get caught in that, there's nothing we can do about that. But when we trade off these levels and tie that together with all the stuff we just talked about, that's how we get these win rates that you see in the Telegram and on your screen. You get what I'm saying? But let's let the members, well, not the members, let's let the people in the free Telegram know that, you know, GN is doing what GN does. And again, those that joined late, we broke this down during the live stream. We also went over this in the Sunday chart analysis, all that good stuff. But yeah, we just hit TP5. Beautiful setup right here. Make sure to like the live. If you ain't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're doing. Go ahead and subscribe. But yeah, let me catch you to the chat in a second. I just gotta let the members know some other shit's going on. Hit the bottom of the user. Right, and we're gonna talk about GJ, right? We went for a buy, we entered off a key price level, but guess what? It ended up rejecting that level, and now it's retracing, like we talked about, to the level below us. Now from here, we can look for another buy setup if we can hold these levels as support. Now again, was it wrong to go for a buy here? No, it wasn't wrong, but again, we got caught in a retracement. Nothing we can do about that. But again, that's why we don't go big or go home. A lot of people will make you believe trading is risky, trading is gambling, or it's impossible to, you know, make money. But no, it's simply people are gambling or people are being risky. Trading isn't risky. People are just being risky. Trading isn't gambling. You're just gambling, right? But again, this is a perfect example. It wasn't wrong to go for a buy. Everything's showing buys, but again, we caught in a retracement. That's part of the game. Versus GN, we did the same exact thing. But guess what? This one's going in our favor. You see what I'm saying? That's just how the game goes. Let's cut you to this chat. You think it's a typo? Let me check it out. I wouldn't doubt it. I'd be typing fast. It is a typo. Appreciate it. I'd be trying to type these up fast. Let's fix that. Appreciate it. Just fixed it. And we're like a pip away from hitting it too, by the way. So let's see if we can hit it. We're like a pip away from hitting it. Let's see if we can hit it. Once you're able to accept losses, draw down risk will, affect all that. Exactly. That's the toughest thing. All right, all TPs just got hit. And again, it's like a Zen moment. Like I don't know if I ever watched like The Last Dragon or some Kung Fu Panda or something. It's like once you just accept that, when you truly accept that, it's like a weight. It's just off your shoulders. It's like you can just breathe easily. Because again, a lot of y'all have this stress and pressure on yourselves because y'all want to win every trade. When a trade doesn't go your way, you automatically think you did something wrong, which depending on what you did, you could have did something wrong. But let's say you got the strategy down pat. What I used to do when I was trading, I used to have the strategy. The strategy I use now is way better than what I used to use. But I'm not going to sit here and act like what I used to use was a bad strategy because I could have been successful and profitable with that strategy. My issue was, again, my execution. I was chasing trades. I was being impatient. I was holding trades past that sell when I should have closed. I wasn't willing to accept losses. I was over leveraging. I was trying to cancel out losses by risking more than next trade. I was doing a bunch of dumb shit that I don't do anymore, right? So a lot of the stuff after you get the strategy down is a mental game. That's why people talk about trading psychology. But of course, nobody really goes into depth and detail, except cough your boy. Check out the trading tips playlist. But hold on one second. I can't talk and type. Let me let the people know all TPs got hit. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. All right, so if we're gonna hold this level, it can continue to push down, going to around 470, 480, but it could also reject this level, like we saw here, or like we saw with GJ. So again, do not get comfortable. I don't need nobody hitting me up talking about, oh, are you still holding GN? Because 9 times out of 10, when I get a question about if I'm still holding, that's after price retraced. So again, I don't got y'all's accounts. I don't got y'all's brokers. I'm not going to tell y'all what to do with y'all's money. All right. When y'all trade, y'all got to be 18 older to trade. Y'all are adults. You gotta make decisions, right? When it comes to trading, a lot of people. I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. A lot of people, when it comes to trading, they come in here with the school mindset or employee mindset. You can't have an employee mindset when it comes to trading. You got to have an employer mindset or a boss mindset when it comes to trading. Right? That's why you see a lot of times people be talking about treat trade like a business, but people just be saying that shit because other people be saying it. But it is kind of true because, again, when you think about it, when you go to a job, it's very routine based, right? You clock in the same time every day. You got lunch the same time every day. From this hour to this hour, you're doing the same thing every single day. You get paid the same amount every week, every 2 weeks, whatever y'all's pay period is. But trading, you wake up the same time, you trade the same time, you look at the same charts the same time, you look for the same setups every day, but the outcomes are different on a daily basis. Some people aren't used to that, which is why FOMO kicks in and all these rules breaking comes into play. But again, once you understand and accept what trading is, it'll be a lot easier to trade. But what a lot of people do is they see these videos online where people are like, oh, I just made $5,000 in 10 minutes. So now motherfuckers think that if 10 minutes pass, or yesterday, after 30 minutes of being on the charts, I found a setup, but today I've been watching charts for 3 hours and nothing's happening. You start to think you're doing something wrong, or you start to overthink and try to make setups in your head that aren't there. When simply it's just, hey, price just ain't ready to do a move yet, or it's just ain't no volume. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're gonna watch DJ see how he reacts right here. Might look for another entry off there, depending on how he reacts there. Still holding GN, going to see what this next 5 and 15 looks like. Looks like it's still pushing, still flowing, but it has been dropping since before market closed yesterday and all Tokyo session last night. So do keep that in mind. As you can see, pretty strong candlestick for the day. So, and London session, we're just an hour into London session. We still got a few hours before New York. So price is going to do one of two things. It's either going to chill here until New York, or it's going to retrace before or during New York, then continue to push down, or it might try to just cancel people's day and ruin people's day. Because again, most people trade during New York, or most people think New York's the only time you can trade, which is why a lot of stuff happens in the beginning of New York and a little bit after New York. Now, GA just rejected level 2. Yeah, so I'm just in GN right now. We're just gonna let this ride out. Let me catch up to the chat. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Yeah, but like I said, I like to. It could go up, but it hit my stop loss, so I'm gonna wait for another entry. I'm not tripping too much about it. Like I have no doubt my mind's gonna keep pushing up. I have a problem with my entry. It took me a few weeks to figure out where my entries are, X's are. Oh, 9% retrace back to the zone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, price will retrace most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare that's just going to take off, especially when it hits these levels, right? Like, look right here. Price broke this level before it took off, it retraced, chilled right here for 30 minutes, 45 if you count this candlestick, then took off. Then before it broke this level, right, retraced, boom, retraced. Once it broke through, that's when we entered. Then it did the move. You know what I'm saying? So again, always wait for the retracement if you missed the ideal entry. And if it does happen where it doesn't retrace, it keeps on pushing past it. Wait for it to hit the next zone. And then from there, it's either going to retrace back, like we see with GJ in this case, or it's going to continue to break through those levels, like we saw here. You see what I'm saying? So you can either see price just break through that level and keep going, or when price hits that next level, it's going to retrace back to the level below it, then go back. You know what I'm saying? I don't do break even. I personally think break even is stupid because I move my, like it says here, move SL on profit or close. Again, I'm very specific with the words I use. If you look at any of my signals, I never tell you how to buy or sell. I always tell you what I do, which is why I always say sold or bought. And then when a TP gets hit, I always say move SL on profit or close. But prior to that, I explain how the TPs work. So again, I know most people don't read this, but hey, I posted it, so it's not like I get the information there. But I don't do break even. I think break even is stupid because again, why would I be up 1,500, whatever amount I'm up, and then literally be okay with going back to $0 or $2? That just makes zero sense to me, right? I rather, if I'm up $1,000, at least secure 200, 300 minimum, if not more, versus putting it right where I enter that and then risk being up 50 pips, 100 pips, and then going back to zero, or potentially losing the trade in general. You know what I'm saying? So I always move SL on profit. I don't do break even. But it also depends on, it's talking about a certain point. Again, when it comes to trading, it's not A, B, C, or D. It's more of a written word answer. So when you have tests, there's either the A, B, C, or D with one answer, or there's the written word where again it's based on your opinion. Everybody's answer is going to be a little bit different, but it can be similar. That's what it is with trading. Again, everything when it comes to trading is on you and it's based on what you are trying to do. So again, that's why it's important to have a trading plan. A lot of people struggle in the markets because again, they don't have a structure. They're just doing shit. They're just winging it. They come in every day. They're like, I want to make money, but they don't have a set up game plan how to achieve that. You get what I'm saying? So as far as how long you hold, how much you make, when you close, how much you want to secure, that should all be based on your trading plan. You should have a daily goal, weekly goal, monthly goal. You should know how many trades you're taking per day. You should know how much you're risking per trade. You should know what type of risk reward settings you're looking for. You should know what time you're trading. You should know what charts you're going to be looking at. Right? When you have a trading plan, and then on top of that, you understand how to read the charts. Again, that keeps you on track. Now, a lot of the issues people run into are literally avoided just by simply taking some time to stop worrying about making money and to prepare and have a plan to achieve making money. Once you start worrying about making money, when it comes to trading, that's when the money actually comes. The whole time when I was trying to make money trading, I was doing the exact opposite. Once I stopped trying to make money and I said, I withdrew all the rest of my money, and I was like, I'm not putting no more money into the markets until I figure this shit out. Once I switched my mindset and my energy to trying to learn versus just trying to make money, trading just becomes super easy. Like trading is super, super easy now. Right. So I got this video. I'm gonna drop a couple of videos before we hop off. And I got this video right here showing you how to never blow your account again. And then I got another video. Let me find it really quick. Here it is. There's another video right here. Like these are the steps. Like during my one-on-one sessions, these are the steps I take all my students through. Those that do one-on-one sessions or even through the course. This is the process. The first thing we do, we don't even talk about MT4, MT5. We don't talk about none of that shit. We're on the charts and we're going over how the charts work. I walk y'all through literally the science behind it. Because again, no matter where price is at, I can explain what's happening and predict what's most likely going to happen next. I mean, if you watch the London session live, you see me do that on a daily basis, but as well as you see me do that on a weekly basis through the Sunday chart analysis. Look at this week's Sunday chart analysis. Look at last week's, the week before that, the weeks before that. 9 times out of 10, the charts I go over, they go as projected, not just Monday and Tuesday, but throughout the entire week. And I'm able to do that. Again, no indicators. I don't got a crystal ball. I ain't got an inside dude when it comes to the banks or the news or nothing like that. It's simply just understanding the rules to the price. Because again, most of people's struggles come from not understanding how to read the charts. A lot of people be in a rush trying to enter trades. So a lot of people know when to enter a trade, but then that's where the confusion begins again. Okay, damn, I'm in a trade. I don't know what the fuck's going on, right? That's why people be stressed while in trades. Or damn, I'm in a trade. Well, I don't know if I was actually willing to risk this much. You know what I'm saying? So when you take the time to learn how to read the charts, then you take the time to have a set up trading plan. Then you take the time to understand how to count pips, how risk to reward works, all that good stuff. And then you hop on a demo account and practice that. Then you hop on a live account. What do you think is going to happen versus you open up a live account day one and then try to learn all the things I just listed while taking trades on a live account at the same time? All right, that's why a lot of people struggle because again, there's such a rush that they actually slow themselves down without them knowing it. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and hop off. Like I said, G and her LTPs. Like I said, make sure to nobody should trade your turn. Nobody's screen should turn right off this trade. Everybody should close blue or green on this trade. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube. Follow me on socials. If you guys got any questions, y'all can DM me on Instagram or Telegram. Members, be on the lookout for the New York price watch list in a few hours. And yeah, man, another good week. We're gonna see if next week's a lot smoother, a lot more volume. But we're starting off right. Well, we're ending it off right, I should say. And we're gonna be back at it same time next week. London session 3 EST. I got another video that I'm gonna be dropping for y'all later today, so be on the lookout for that as well.